एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभਉ निरवैर अकाल मूर्त जुनी सहपांग गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है पी सच नानक होसी पी सच एक उदती गुरु नानक देवा ओंकार गुरु अंगद पेवा सतनाम गुरु अमर प्यारे करता रामदास गुरबारे पुरख श्री अर्जन सुखदानी निरभਉ हर गोबिंद गुण खानी निर्वैर गुरु है श्री हर राय काल मूर्त हर कृष्ण त्याय अजुनी तेग बहादुर राय सहपांग गुर दसमय सहाय गुर प्रसाद ग्रंथ गुर ज्ञाना वाहि गुरु बंदन भगवाना गुरु ग्रंथ कल जुग पयो श्री गुरु रूप महान दस पातशाह यह रूप है गुरु ग्रंथ जी जान नंडौत बंदन अनक बार सर्व कला समर्थ डोलन ते राखो प्रभु नानक दे कर हाथ सो कहो टल गुरु सेविया अहनिस सहज सभाय दर्शन परसिया गुरु कै जन्म मरण दुख जाय दर्शन परसिया गुरु कै जन्म मरण दुख जाय
सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जी एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभਉ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सहभंग गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है पी सच नानक होसी पी सच
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह गुरु रूप साध संगत वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. And continuing on with the Katha of the Sri Japji Sahib. And so far we have completed the first definitions, which are the basic definitions. And in the last lot of videos, which is quite a few, we've gone through the in-depth definitions of every term within the Sri Mool Mantar so far, of the Mool Mantar Katha. Continuing on with the Mool Mantar Katha, we're now going to start with the third definitions, which are the Anubandhak definitions. And what the Anubandhak definitions are is the Siddhs asked Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji and asked, within the creation of every Granth, there are a number of constructs which are required, organisational constructs, which are the basics to have a Granth. In the way that in order to complete any sort of chand or any sort of poetic writing, there's a number of similes used in there, a number of words in there. It's the same when creating a Granth. You have a number of categories that you have to fulfill. And those are 4 categories. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji was asked whether this text, the Granth, at the time, the Sri Japji Sahib, at the time, or the Mool Mantar at the time, had those qualities within them. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, look, there are 4 different qualities that you're on about, 4 different things that you're talking about. The Adhikari, the Vikay, Prajojan, and the Sambandh. These are the 4 things that you are talking about. These are the 4 things that you want us to discuss. And our Granth, this Gurbani, this Mahamantra, that has been given by Paramatma to the world, within the Mool Mantra, these 4 feature. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji starts off by talking about the Adhikari Anubandh.
एक ओंकार.
So the first thing they say is Ik Onkar. So the Adhikari Anubandh, Adhikari itself means who is the person who rightfully is allowed to recite this? Who is the seeker? Who is the person who wants to learn this knowledge? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji start off with the term Ik Onkar. And what they're saying here is this is the invocation that is found within this Granth. The invocation that is used within all Sikh Granths is Ik Onkar, whether it's Sri Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh or Satgur Prasad. But Ik Onkar is always used as the invocation, because this is what the seeker is looking for. The seeker is terming to see what Vaheguru is. So the Adhikari and Bandh, it starts from the next word. This is the invocation, and it starts from
Satanam.
Satanam. Satanam here, this is what the Adhikari is looking for. He is looking for the true name. This is what defines the Adhikari, the seeker. And now what goes on here is, this is the Adhikari, this is the person who is seeking. So the question is asked, is the seeker within Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, what is this individual like? What is there? And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji explain, they say that individual never forgets the name of God and forever worships and meditates upon Satanam, the true name of God. And only that person has the right to actually read the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, to understand the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. You know, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, somebody's going to, some Nastik, some doubter, some atheist, some missionary, to be honest, is going to question this and go, but the Guru Nanak Dev Ji hadn't created the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, so how can that be the case that they're talking about Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Guru Nanak Dev Ji were the knower of all, they knew everything. But according to this context, we could say, okay, if we're not going to talk about the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we could talk about Sri Japji Sahib. Basically, the Adhikari, the person who has the right to recite this mantra, this incantation, this prayer, is the individual who never forgets the name of God and always recites the name of God. And this individual has 4 disciplines and knows the 4 disciplines. And these are the characteristics that are found within the Adhikari, within the seeker. There are 2 that appear all the time together, Virag and Vivek. We're going to talk about those first. Vivek is the one that's mentioned first. And now what Vivek is rational wisdom, or wisdom itself, or where you are able to comprehend through knowledge what is right and what is wrong. Indiscriminate wisdom. So the first one is that it is to understand what the true essence is. To realise that God is the form now. He was the form before. He will always be the form. You know, it says in the Ard Sach, Jugad Sach, Heb Sach, Nanak Sach, that the form of God is constant. And it's having that knowledge. It is deliberating upon God and realising that this is His true form. Sandhgani Gurbachan Singh Ji state a punkti within their Katha all the time, which Sandhgani Indrajit Singh Ji Rakbewale also recite, where it says, Ye nahi hoy, tiste pare satta hai soy. So what they're saying is, God isn't this, He isn't that, He isn't this as well. He is away from all of this. He is the complete form of the truth. So He isn't the body, He isn't the mind, He isn't the vessels, He isn't comprehension, He isn't the Atma, He isn't the chakras, He isn't this. He is the truth, He is the Atma. That's what it's saying, He is the Atma. This the Parisatha Soy. He is away from all this and He is a comprehension. He is of complete truth. So the person who initially goes through this discipline, they have the discipline of Vivek. It's through Vivek, it's through understanding, it's through reading, it's through Katha, it's through things like this that your mind becomes discernible and begins to sort of understand or gain a varied degree of comprehension towards what Waheguru is, what God is. So that's the first discipline. The second discipline is Virag. Virag is translated as having remorse or being indifferent towards the world. The main definition used is dispassion. If anybody wants to learn what all these terms are, upon the website gurnathvichar.com, thanks to Bhai Sukha Singh, the Kathakar, who is all around the world helping everybody understand Gurbani, and now he is this man has, you know, I cannot heap enough praise on this individual. This Gursikh has been providing endless amounts of Katha, Kirtan, files, PDFs towards the Gurmat Vichar website. That's because of him that website keeps going with all of the data that's on there. But recently he's provided the English version of the Sri Vichar Sagar, which was written by Lala Sriram, and that is available to download for anybody on there. So if you want to know what these terms are, Virag, Vivek, and other terms, Vedantic terms, they're all in there, and it explains them within English. But Virag itself is dispassion, and it's having dispassion towards the world. It's giving up on the world and renunciating everything. The actual term of dispassion is mentioned within Gurbani, and the sadhus recite Bin Viragana Shuta Samaya. They say that as well. Without virag, a person cannot eradicate or split themselves off from Maya. it is essential to have that. So that is the second discipline that the Adhikari will show, that they are not bothered about the fortunes or the misfortunes of the world. They are variedly distant from it. The third discipline is called the Kart Sampati, which is it's quite difficult to understand. It's a discipline in itself, but it's split into 6 disciplines within. Kart means 6. So there's Kart Sampati. Samdam Shardati Sa Samadana Param Chati Taticha Janiya Pen Pen Yahe Nam. That is a quote from the Vichar Sagar written by Pandit Nishchal Das Dadupanthi, which is a very in-depth Vedantic text, and it's a text that is learned by the Sampardaics in order to understand Gurbani. Because things like this, in order to understand Kart Sampati, it's all within that text. So the Kart Sampati is, the first one is, at the 6 disciplines, is Sam. Sam is the control of your mind, or the quiescence. It is the control of your mind, having complete control over everything that's going on, and not allowing your mind to wander. Dam is to control all your organs, your organs of knowledge and your organs of sensory organs, so to control them. Sarda is to have complete faith, not to have blind faith. No religion teaches blind faith. There are others that teach, that you have to have faith. But even if you look at the earliest forms of extremism, which is through the Jain philosophy, faith is something you build upon, and you have to have faith, but not to have blind faith. The whole point of a Sikh is to learn. You are to learn and gain faith. Gain faith in these things. Question, deliberate. Question again, deliberate. Get an answer. But go to learned people, don't go to idiots. An idiot will give you their own thoughts. They won't give you a thought based on Gurbani. They won't give you a thought based on Itihas. They won't give you a thought based on religious disciplines. They'll give it according to their own. So Shraddha is the third one out there. The fourth one is Samadhan, to be aware all the time. To always keep your conscious aware of what it's thinking about. To be aware of what the conscious is focusing on. Uparam is the fifth one. To give up or have disinterest in sexual gratification or other vices as well. And Tatiksha is the last one. And that's to remain within the will. So always through the will to be graceful. But those are the 6 disciplines that feature with regards to Kartasampati. And the last one itself is Moksha. Moksha is easily translated as to have a desire for liberation, to have a desire for freedom from this cycle of transmigration. So an Adhikari has these 4 disciplines. So Ik Onkar is the Mangal form, like we said, that is the invocation to the Sri Japji Sahib. And Satanam here defines what a Seeker should have. And a Seeker should have these disciplines. They should have Virag, which is dispassion. They should have Vivek, which is wisdom. They should have Kartasampati, which is the control of the vital organs, senses and the mind. And then they should have Moksha, which is a desire. This is the desire to get out of this life and the cycle of transmigration. But today that's all we're going to cover, the first part of the Anbandhs here. In the next one we'll go into the Vikay Anbandh and talk through what they are. But here all we've at the moment is defined is Satanam. The term Satanam here is used to talk about the seeker who wants to learn. Kamalpreet Singh, if you do the Mool Mantar part, and then we will do the invocations and close up for today.
Ik Onkar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirpau Nirvair Akal Murth Ajuni Saibang Gur Prasad Japa Ad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਹੇ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਹੇ ਗੋਪਾਲ ਹੇ ਦਿਆਲ ਲਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਨਨਾਥ ਨਾਥ ਸਕੇ ਦੀਨ ਦਰਦ ਨਿਵਾਰ हे समर्थ अगम पूरन मोहे मया तार अंधकूप महाभयान नानक पारे उतार आए प्रभ शरणागति कृपा निध दयाल एक अखर हर मन वस्त नानक होत निहाल वाहिगुरु नाम जहाँ जह चले सो तरे पार जो श्रद्धा कर सेवते गुरु पारे उतार नहार जो श्रद्धा कर सेवते गुरु पारे उतार नहार वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।